Hello and welcome to Wingin It. And you join us again here for another Wingspan tournament game. We're here now in the second knockout round of the yellow build Kingfisher Clash, which means we've got another best of 3 match coming our way. So we're going to jump here into game number 1. We're going second in this game, so let's take a look. Already see that Raven in the tray, which we don't want to see. But hopefully got some good stuff in our own starting hand here. Okay, not quite as good, as I say, as that Raven in the tray that I'm sure my opponent will be taking. But we do have some interesting options here. I mean, Goldcrest always a lot of fun. Always like to be able to try and make that work. So maybe there is a way here, but we don't really have the good card draw, the good wetland birds that you look for. A couple of interesting predators. So big question, do we have Ornithologist or Falconer? We don't, but we do have Ecologist, so that's certainly not a bad bonus card to begin with. But yeah, this is a bit of a tricky starting hand. How do we approach this? I mean, it could easily just go Program Falcon in the wetlands, do a bit of digging, and see where that takes us. Say Goldcrest could be worth keeping if we are drawing lots and not really finding good stuff. We're certainly going to have the extra cards here, but you know, you need eggs to play birds as well, and as always seems to be the case in these Oceania games, finding those eggs, getting the egg access, easier said than done. But I think it might be worth keeping here just as a bit of an insurance. If we do, as I say, play this Program Falcon in the wetlands, just do some digging, and I think that's going to have to be our approach here. So yeah, obviously with the double rat food cost, we'll be spending our starting nectar. And then just going and digging, and yeah, hopefully get some good stuff. I say keep the worm as well, just in case Goldcrest is going to come into play. But hopefully we can build a big board here. And Ecologist, high ceiling on that bonus card, so we'll see what that could do for us. But let's lock that in. And yeah, as I say, pretty sure that we're going to see the Raven be taken here. But it'd be really interesting to see what the other plan is for this round. Not keeping a fish, so probably not going for that Osprey. Maybe some other kind of card draw is going to be the way. Obviously, house rules in effect, so that Raven should say can't go down until the second round, which means you've got to find things to do for the rest of your round 1, which yeah can be easier said than done. But yeah, you'd definitely hope for a nice wetland bird, do a bit of digging. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing here with our Peregrine Falcon once we can get that down, which is going to be now. But we've got a Carrion Crow that's come up, and got to say, White-throated Swift, that could be our egg savior here if we are going to go that way. But I think first things first, we've got to get this Falcon in the game. We've got to get that down and do some drawing. But yeah, Carrion Crow definitely makes things interesting. Obviously, good synergy with the Predator powers. Maybe makes me wish I could have kept the red-tailed hawk, I think it was, in the starting hand, but always tricky to go greedy like that when you don't really have the food access to support something like that. So yeah, I think we'll just go drawing. But I think that White-throated Swift, I think that could be a really tempting one if we are going to do a lot of digging here. We're going to have some extra cards. So there goes a nice wetland bird, yellow-headed blackbird, so that's going to be really good. Are we going to see a wetland raven in this game? That would be super duper interesting, but not going to worry about that for now. We're just going to draw in. I think we take both of these. I mean, it's a risk leaving Carrion Crow anyway, because that would be 3 points for my opponent, so I think we'll block it at the very least. Program Falcon's not going to do its job there, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. This might be quite a tricky one to get down and make that work, but it's going to obviously take all of our food, which is a bit of a problem when, as I say, we don't really have a kind of food access, that forest brown power that we are kind of going to be looking for as certainly an option. But Spotted Sandpiper's come up. Yeah, that might be something you go for, but I don't really want to be giving free cards to a Raven, so I think we'll go off the top of the deck. Goldfinch could be interesting if we see some tucking or more tucking birds. We have already got one, but yeah, that might be something we could look at. We'll just keep going off the deck. And all right, it's a fair fight now. We found our own Raven, so okay, things are looking on the up. Definitely happy with that. Wow, was I not prepared for that? Okay, well, that definitely changes things. That definitely changes things. I don't need you anymore, Goldcrest. You, I think, are surplus to requirements, so yeah, okay. I think we probably still do go with this Swift, to be honest. That, as I say, with the grasslands, with this Raven is going to be potentially quite nice. Maybe now we do want to go for that Sampo, but maybe now we do want to be giving out the free cards if we've also got a Raven. But yeah, you're still digging. You are still digging. I think this could be quite an interesting. This could be quite an interesting situation with this this Raven food cost. Obviously, we've not got the rat, and there's no rat in the feeder, so we might need to wait until the second round. Maybe take some nectar. But obviously, my opponent's going to need to take some food at some point as well. So, ooh, a little bit tricky. I wonder maybe if we take food. Maybe we take food and get the goldfinch in the game, because that is going to start getting points with the blackbird. And we can, of course, take those 2 nectars and then maybe get a rat on a reroll. And I think this Goldcrest can go now. So let's do that, because the thing is, I could keep digging, I could keep drawing cards, but I'm just going to be going blind off the top with no real hope or certainty of what I find. I know I've got something good here. And I think getting that down will be nice. And yeah, this end of round goal is a little bit interesting as well. With the eggs in the wetlands, I'd expect my opponent going to be able to target that pretty strongly. But we do have the 2 egg spaces, so you know, if there's a situation where we can tie it by laying eggs on that last round, that might be something that we go for. But yeah, we just have to play it by. Just have to react. I mean, we are going second. That is always a strength of going second in these rounds, is that you can go and react. So you're still drawing, but you've probably done all of your tucking. So yeah, maybe not the best time to get this down, but I think it's still worth it. I think we do have to do it. So Goldfinch going down, and yeah, we'll be able to take food. Really hoping we get the rat. As I say, we could take food now. We could wait until next round, take some nectar. That might be the way, but there is some rats coming up. So that I think will help us out a little bit. So I think, as I say, yeah, it's always good to be in that position to get the Raven down first turn around too. I think that's what my opponent, I'm sure, will be doing it. But as I say, this could be interesting. I think this could be, you know, potentially a wetland Raven situation. I do love to see those. So to watch carefully. But no, you're just taking a nectar. So this is interesting. This is patient stuff over here. We will see how that goes. But yeah, okay, 3 turns left. So let's think about this. 3 turns left. I could take the food and get the rats. I could draw cards and then maybe lay eggs if I need to. Or just draw cards again on that last turn. I think I like that. And then obviously got to get Raven down straight away next round. Get the Swift down as well pretty quickly. That's going to be key for points, but also eggs, because obviously Raven costing eggs is a bit of an issue. So let's go ahead. I guess let's do it like this. It's not going to make a huge difference what food we do take, but we're ready. And this is, again, a bit of an interesting dynamic, because I know my opponent's got a Raven. They don't know that I do, but I've probably given it away there by taking a rat. It's always kind of useful, I think, in these situations to be sort of trying to sense what your opponent's doing. Can you sniff out the incoming Raven? And yeah, if I was on the other side here, if the shoe was on the other foot, the alarm bells would be ringing here. But yeah, it's probably not going to change too much their behavior. I mean, I doubt we're going to see any sort of like food co-op or anything. You know, maybe some pink powers might come into the game, but probably not. Probably not quite yet. But yeah, we'll see how this plays out. But I think we're in a position to hopefully get something good going with this Raven. All right, to our next turn here. Oh, it's a common grackle going down. So it's more tucking birds, but in the grasslands. So this is definitely an interesting shift away from the wetlands. Maybe using up some of these extra cards, but spending the rat. So maybe I should have blocked the rat, but I didn't expect it to get spent in this way. So I'm definitely glad I got the goldfinch down. That is going to serve a nice defense against these pink powers, or against these tucking birds, I should say. with the pink power. So yeah, I think we do draw cards. I think let's just go off the top and really see what we get. As I say, Sandpiper could be interesting. Not sure how much I do want to give away the cards over there. I think I'll leave it for now. And if needs be, we can go and pick it up on this next turn. Because as I say, I'm imagining that my opponent is going to have the win on the end of round goal here. And there's not really much point laying eggs just to get second place, just to get 1 point. I think I can leave that, draw cards. I only really want to be laying eggs. Let's say once this Raven is down, which is going to be as soon as we can in that second round. So we'll just be patient, bide our time here. But yeah, not really finding some other good stuff off the deck. Maybe this Carrion Crow can come into the game. I think I probably need a second Predator power to be doing that. Otherwise, it's just not really worthwhile only getting 1 cash each time. So now you're taking food, taking just the rat, but yeah, winning the end of round goal. So fine by me. Let's go ahead and draw in. Now we're getting some real bad cards here. Do I take the Sandpiper? It's a tempter. It's definitely a tempter. It is going to help us see extra cards. I think we've got to do it. Well, that's what we would have got instead, so don't mind that. Deckless Alert comes up. Definitely glad not to be getting that, but yeah, into round 2 we go. And okay, well, Griffin Vultures come up. And more Tucking Birds. That American Coot is a bit off-putting to be leaving that, but I think we've just got to get our own stuff going here. We've got to get this grasslands built out, so yeah, no time to waste. Raven going down. And I'll say we are going to do some more digging. And on to our next turn here. Yeah, opponent is taking food, getting that nectar, so we are going to see Raven incoming. So it's Raven versus Raven here. This could be pretty interesting. So let's take our nectars. This is really where, yeah, the strength of the Raven is going to come in. Being able to get nectar, spend it wherever we want, but we're going to be battling for these nectar points. So it is normally an area where you can be strong with a Raven, but as I say, going up against another Raven is going to make that significantly harder. So we'll see what we can do, but we're going to have really similar grasslands here as well with the tuck and lays. So this is kind of like, yeah, we're staring each other down with the same boards, the same strategies, and it's just going to be a bit of a fair fight, I guess you could consider it. But I think this Goldfinch is really going to help us out with the pink power. So there goes the other Raven, and there goes our tuck and lay. So yeah, with 4 turns left in this round, I think we have got this end of round goal to think about, and no forest birds over here. So I think we're going to try and use that to our advantage, try and fill up as many of those egg spaces as we can and as needed to win the end of round goal. And there comes our first activation on the Goldfinch. Very nice. So, okay, yeah, 4 turns left. I think I would like to play the Sandpiper. So I'm just wondering if what we could do, maybe we lay eggs. We can lay eggs, play the Sandpiper, and then draw cards, and then maybe lay eggs again. As I say, I don't think this Carrion Crow is really going to come into it, unfortunately. But okay, what we can do actually as well is we can throw the nectar here, fill up in the forest, Pigweed Nuthatch go bye-bye, and take 2 nectar. And then what we do, we spend 1 nectar on the Sandpiper. But when we draw cards, we can actually spend more nectar here. So we could obviously spend an egg, but with the Raven, an egg is 2 nectar. So we can get a little bit more value, and let's say more nectar spending, which is going to be a really interesting fight up against this other Raven. So you're still, well, not still laying eggs, because actually that was drawing cards. I didn't even realize that with the that was the tuck of the blackbird, but now it's laying eggs and skipping the grackle here. So yeah, interesting dynamic for sure. But okay, let's get this Sandpiper down. Let's get the Sandpiper down, and yeah, do a little bit more digging. So points are looking all right, which is good. So we've got a good bonus card, so that's always nice, and actually synergizes really well with end of round goal 3 filled columns. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, we should be able to get to at least 2. But hopefully we can Really push that. All right. This is like the most Spider-Man meme of a game ever. now we got snowbirds and go down. So, okay, fair enough. We're just going to copy each other all game. Let's draw some cards and see what we can get. Off the top, okay, Hooded Warbler, very nice. I'm kind of looking at this Hermit Thrush as well, to be honest, as a decently sized big point bird. Star Nest is going to help with that last end of Algol as well, so I think I will pick that up. And we'll use the Sandpiper as well. Okay, more tucking birds. We're going to skip this. We're going to skip this Falcon. We're going to skip this Falcon because I don't want to give away a point. If it hits, you know, I get a point. My opponent gets a point, but they get a card cycle as well. And that card cycle is valuable, so no point using that power. I'll skip that. Obviously, when it comes to something like this, White Throat Swiftwater, I get 2 points, and my opponent's only going to get 1. You know, there's a little bit more value to be had there, so I will, yeah, I think be using that power just to go for the extra points. So picked up some decent birds, but yeah, really need more grass and birds. That's kind of imperative, I think, when you are going Raven Grasslands, when you are going for this kind of engine, is you sort of need the best of both worlds, which is scoring points whilst you're laying eggs, but then also scoring points when you're playing birds. So no forest bird over here, so that actually maybe means we can draw cards again here, actually, because if we're going to win the end of round goal anyway, maybe we can just draw cards. I mean, there is another pink power in the golden eye there, which honestly wouldn't be bad for me to go and pick up. So I might do that. Bitten's quite decently positioned as well, 7 points, but yeah, probably gonna leave that. I think we go for this golden eye. So one more off the top. Trump to Swan. All right, we're getting some good stuff here. We're happy with that. Do I spend the egg for another card? I think I do. I think I do spend the egg for another card. So let's go and do that. Obviously, we're going to have these options in the grass for discarding cards and getting more eggs back. So this is just going to help see more birds, hopefully get some good stuff. Okay, Wood Swallow, you're not great. Oh, there's a Franklin Skull. You are pretty great. So, okay, it'll be interesting to see if that's going to get picked up. But okay, I think honestly we've probably got enough here to be busying ourselves with. So yeah, we're going to lay eggs a bunch. Get some of these nice big point birds down. I think probably prioritize the golden eye with the pink power. Yeah, there goes Franklin Skull. So that's not a great surprise. But yeah, we return the favour on this end of round goal, winning it quite handily. And we come into the second or third round now, speeding through this game. And yeah, so it's just going to be about getting things built out, but still not really got the grasses going. I'm kind of wondering if we go Hummingbird here. It's a bit strange, but I think we have got the card advantage, and we know we got some big pointers, and being able to maybe use that food to get things going more quickly. And obviously, I say just push this grasslands out, push this out into the extra slots, get myself more eggs. That could be important here. So that might be a consideration. And yeah, plenty of these cards are good, but plenty of them are not. So I'll be looking to discard where possible. But okay, you are laying eggs. You're going to get your girl down probably quickly over there, and let's lay some eggs. So probably think ahead to that last end of round goal, get them in the platform nests, and yeah, do our tucking as well. So we don't want to skip, we want to grab our 2 nectar. And yeah, I think we go Hummingbird here, but we've also got to think about this filled column. So I'm sort of trying to think, maybe, you know, if we did Hummingbird and eggs twice, that still leaves 2 turns to be able to get this golden eye, which I think there is still just about time to make that work. Especially if we are going to see Franklin's Skull coming here, you're going to want to lay eggs a bunch, so we can really capitalize with 2 points each time, which would be good. And we do still need, there goes Skull. We do still need time to get another bird down with this end of round goal in mind. So I think we do go with the Hummingbird here. And just push this grasses out another slot. So let's get you in the game. And yeah, I think as well, I'm wondering if we start throwing more cards as well. Because if I look at this hand, I think Warbler definitely goes down. Swan and Goldeneye definitely go down. This Thresh is a bit of a maybe. But there's lots of these other ones which we could easily look at discarding for more eggs and try to score more points. And then there's always a world where we do go and have to draw cards in that final round. So being ready to go and do that and have a way of obviously turning those into extra points is good. So I think we do throw some of these. I think let's go like so. And yeah, just fill up on eggs. I don't think egg space is really going to be a massive problem in this game because, as I say, we're going to be playing enough birds. We're going to be clearing out egg spaces with the Raven, so that's kind of always a useful thing to think about. And yeah, we're going to have to mind this hummingbird as well, and hopefully use that to our advantage and get some extra nectar. Not playing out yet, of course, but that's where Raven comes in with that lovely nectar. So yeah, I think we play the Goldeneye here. I think we play the Goldeneye here because, as I say, hopefully that can get some free eggs, and it's a decently sized bird. 5 points, so just need a few activations, and it's sort of on the level of a Swan and maybe better than this Hermit Thrush. But yeah, with the Ecologist, I think we'll keep hold of this. I think we'll keep hold of this where we can. And yeah, maybe use that, as I say, in the last round. If we don't get that big point forest bird in the final round tray, because it's just going to be, yeah, worth even more points with the Ecologist. So we'll kind of wait and see. Maybe something better is going to come up. But I think in these situations, it's always nice to have that plan B so that you don't sort of get stuck in that final round with nothing else to do. So we'll see how my opponent's going to play this out, but it looks like potentially more egg laying, and they are filling up on eggs, so that is going to be something to think about, something to pay attention to. But yeah, there we go. We are getting more freebies coming through. But okay, so you have just laid eggs. So yeah, you're definitely not going to lay eggs right now. So I wonder, you're spending lots of nectar as well to get extra eggs. Maybe we don't go with the Goldeneye. I don't know. I'm just thinking like this wood swallow, actually, as weird as it seems, it's actually not a bad play here. Pushing out the grasses again, another slot is going to be good for us. So maybe I could do that, lay eggs, and then play the Warbler. Because yeah, if you're full on eggs, and if I'm giving away food as well, I don't know. This Goldeneye is kind of tricky. They definitely want to do the Swan. I think getting this Grasslands fished out an extra slot here. I think that's going to be useful. So go with this wood swallow. As strange as it seems, it's only 5 points on the surface. Obviously, we get 3 points after the cost, but then we are going to get these 4 eggs back. But it's just pushing that Grasslands out another slot. So we're going to lay eggs, I don't know, at least another 3 or 4 times, I would say, in this game. And that's just going to get extra eggs, extra points each time. So always worth kind of factoring in that benefit, factoring in the additional turns that you're going to be scoring points with, that kind of thing. So, okay, Northern Goshawk's gone down, so that is a free bird, but we do get a tuck off that. And yeah, well, I wonder if you are going to play another forest bird. We definitely will. But okay, now I think we lay eggs, and I think we discard. I think we discard nectar here. It's very close in this Grasslands, but yeah, I think we do. And yeah, let's think about this actually. So if I lay eggs and play the Warbler, I'm going to have 2 food at the end of this turn. So if I drew cards, yeah, I think even if I draw cards and then lay eggs twice, I should be able to play 2 birds, no problem in that final round. So let's plan on that basis, and let's yeah, get the eggs in the game. So do we actually? I might might skip it this turn because I don't want to give away a nectar that might help you play a bird. And I think we are going to be okay for our food. So I think Goldeneye goes now. I was bigging that up for ages, but yeah, I don't think there's still time to make you work. But yeah, we've got to think about this Goshawk as well with the platform there. So you've now got 6 spaces. I've only got 5. As I say, this thrush, I could potentially flip it, so we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I could just play it now. But I think I'd rather hold and wait to see if something better comes up in the next round, because, yeah, Hooded Warbler is almost as good. Okay, another tuck card. Is that going to be Benelli? What's going on? No. Okay, Sparrowhawk. Not quite as concerning, but that is another bird, and it is more platform-less, so maybe we give up on that fight. But yeah, I think we've got to play our Hooded Warbler here, tie the end of round, and we're getting some nectar spent in this forest, whereas obviously playing those 3 birds my opponent isn't, so hopefully we'll get some points there. And see what we've got in this final round trait. Is it anything good? No, it's not, but I think, do we still have to draw cards here? Because if we're going to be skipping on this Swift, let's think about that. Because obviously each tuck here is a point. It's 2 points for us, but it's potentially 1 for our opponent. And extra cards might be points here. But equally, we could just lay eggs. Could just lay eggs 3 times. And pick up the food to play these 2. Is that better? Is it even worth it to go and draw cards here? Because, yeah, we could get... I mean, we get 2 cards. We get a 3rd. And if those are just going to be worth a point each, it's 3 points for laying eggs, which is sort of on par with what we're doing anyway, even if we skip the Ravens. So, decisions. I think because the tray is just so not good, I would have to be going off the deck and gambling. I'm not sure I like that, so I think maybe we just settle for what we've got. Maybe we just settle here. Because I know if I play these 2, those are both big points. We'll get points off the ecologists as well. So we will go with that. And I think, yeah, I think in that case, I think we can just skip this. Just gonna be skipping all these lovely brown powers we've gone and amassed. And yeah, go ahead and get these birds down. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the end game is over here as well, because I think, you know, you're going to want to lay eggs, try and get as many down for this end of round goal. But also play some birds. Because, yeah, this grasslands with the Raven with the Gull is costing eggs. And with the Grackle is giving points to me, so it's not one that you want to use too much. Kind of in the same way as mine, where I know I'm not scoring loads of points off this, so yeah, I think this might be a bit of an anticlimactic endgame, but this Goldfinch is just stacking up points for us, so that's always good to see. Yeah, you're picking up some nectar. So I think I want to use 3 nectar on this one. As I say, the forest is pretty much set. Grasslands is kind of close, to be honest, so I might be spending some nectar in here just to make sure I'm yeah, pushing the points there where I can, but they were going to be skipping these other powers. Pick up a little bit more nectar. And yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe we play this first. I was sort of hoping that I could hold this off for as long as possible, but I think I do want to play it. If it is just going to force my opponent to have to lay eggs an extra turn when maybe they don't want to, then that could be useful. So I think, yeah, we'll do the thrush. We'll lay eggs, and then play the swan. And maybe when we lay eggs that last time, maybe we can use the hummingbird then. So I think in these kind of situations with the co-op powers, it's always kind of useful to hold those off as long as you can. Because if you give the food early, it gives your opponent time to sort of plan around that and think and react. Whereas if you sort of rush it in when they're not ready, it's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, more egg laying. So okay, you are filling up. But I'll say we'll give you something to think about. And yeah, we'll go 2 nectar and a worm because 6 nectar in this forest. That's going to be fine. I'd be very, very surprised if you're able to match that, especially if keeping this extra nectar can help us in the grasslands. So let's go ahead and get you down. And yeah, we're going to come through to the last couple of turns. But yeah, lots of nectar over here. So this is the thing with these late games in Oceania, is that the nectars can definitely change in an instant. So not sure we're going to be able to do too much reacting. But it's quite tight. I say tying the grasses, tying the wetlands. Things could change a lot. The points could swing quite drastically from one way to the other. So we'll see how that goes. And we might have a little bit of thinking to do in terms of spending that extra nectar for the egg and the grasslands, saving it to spend on the swan, using the hummingbird or not. Say all these kind of little things can sometimes come into play in these endgames. So we'll see how that's going to work out. And around to our next turn. What's going down? It's a red knot. It's a red knot, and that's a lot of nectar being spent there. So, okay. Now, does that change things? Do we spend the nectar? I think we do. It's going to be a bit of a risk because we are going to be hoping that the hummingbird can get a nectar for us, and then obviously the 2 more nectar from the raven spent in the wetlands. But I think it's got to be done. So let's go ahead and do just that. Obviously, fill up on the nests for this end of round goal. But yes, probably going to be futile in the end anyway. But can we get our nectar? Yes, we can, but at the expense of giving one away. So that was always kind of likely to happen, to be honest. So, so be it. I say skip again, and take our last 2 nectars. So this one will be a nice play, and I've been queuing that up for a little while. And yeah, 6 points off ecologist. I think that's perfectly acceptable. It's what makes it such a good bonus card. And I don't know. This could be quite close. This could be quite close because it's definitely lots of tucks over here. This goldfinch has been good for us. The extra bonus card could be the key over here, but yeah, it's been tight on the end of round goals. It's been tight on these nectars, so this could be a very, very close game in the end. So just got to hope that in the Battle of the Ravens and what started off, as I said earlier, with some very, very similar looking boards, hopefully we can come out on top here. But yeah, we'll see what the play's going to be with these last couple of turns. I'd imagine it's going to be play a bird and lay some eggs, but where that bird is played, where those nectars are spent, could definitely be the difference. And it comes to our last turn of the game, but first we get another tuck. So was that more egg laying now? It was indeed. It was indeed. So we'll see what the last play is going to be. I think I remember there being a great egret being picked up at some point. So we'll see if that's going to be the play. But yeah, overtaking the nectar in the grasslands may well be overtaking the wetlands as well. But all we can do is get our swan down now. So we'll do just that. We'll push the tie. Yeah, I mean, what is this going to be? I suppose this could be like a egret into condor or something like that. That would be quite fun. But yeah, a couple of nectar being spent either way. Oh, no, it's a wood stalk, but it is, as I say, that nectar. So yeah, some good birds coming down. These big point bonus card birds late in the game. We didn't really see any of those, so that's always unfortunate. As is losing the end of round goal as closely as that. But it's tight, really tight on these nectars. Did win the forest unopposed, but yeah, some real close second places in grasslands and wetlands. So it's very, very close scores. We'll see how close it's going to be on the final scoreboard. So yeah, both players I think getting lots of big point birds down, but we are coming out with a bit of a lead there and holding on with some bonus cards. So clearly not very good ones over there. So that definitely bodes well for us. I think eggs we did edge slightly. These cards are going to be close though. Not sure how this is going to go. With a few next points at the end, we do hold on. 115 in the end is the final score, up against 105. So yeah, definitely a slightly more comfortable margin than I was expecting, but I think it must have come down to those bonus cards. So obviously ours was nice with the ecologist for 6 points. Let's take a look over here. Okay, diet specialist for 3, not bad. Slight selection for 3 is not bad either, but prey manager, ouch, that's always a tough pill to swallow. 0 points there, so that's quite unfortunate. I think 6 points just off those 3. We got a little bit of good fortune there with our opponent struggling. As I said, with our pretty solid 6 points off the ecologist. But yeah, very interesting game, very strange one. Kind of similar boards. At the start, sort of veered off a little bit towards the end, but yeah, definitely a tricky game to navigate, and one I'm very much happy to take the win in. But this is not over because it's a best of 3, so we are going to have at least one more game in this series to see who's going to get through into the next round. And if you want to see that game, make sure you've hit subscribed, make sure you're staying tuned, following along, and I hope to see you in another game very, very soon.